Welcome to this masterclass, and I am so excited to bring to you guys something that is going to be magical, something that is going to be incredible. It's a masterclass. It's the 5 master keys, and I am ready to unlock your success. So the question is, are you guys ready? So we've got quite a lot of people that are registered, and we've got a big portion that are going to be watching this in the group. And then we've got a portion and quite a few people here on the Zoom with me. So there's nothing like the energy. So I believe that I might even ask Sally if she would like to drop the Zoom link into the group. So if anybody wants to come on board and share the energy, why not? That's what it is all about, you guys. So let's really get started with the first element of the master key, which is multi-million-dollar energy. So let me just make sure that I am completely able to know that you guys can hear me and see me. So can you put in the chat? And if you're in the group, put it down in the group if you can hear me and you can see me. And then I am going to begin. So first of all, you have got to have frequency. You're alive, you're breathing. So therefore, your frequency is your energy, and your energy is exactly what you are attracting into your life. And you really require to have the best energy, the best frequency, and the best possible confidence in what you do and in your life. Because, you know, as a person, and I'm going to do a formal introduction in a moment, but as a person who is so driven by my mission, who is so energized and inspired by the work that I do, the very essence that I can tell you right now is that every secret, my secret of health, my secret of my rich relationship with my partner, my secret of success comes from one element, and that is that I am living out of my purpose and my mission and my vision for life. And I can tell you guys that when you learn to live according to your mission, when you learn to know exactly what you've been put on this earth to do, that is when you can expect to have a better immune system, to be more of a magnet to the right people, to have the ability to call in and attract to yourself, you know, the greatest energy, and of course, confidence. Now, confidence is a big part of this energy, because what I'm talking about is I'm talking about the ability to really have that opportunity to know who you are. And it's not about being confident in everything, right? I'm not confident in mathematics. I'm not confident in, you know, sewing, or, you know, there's many, many things that I have very little confidence in. But when you know who you are and you know what you are good at, that is when your confidence will explode. So what can I say except this week is going to be a magical week, and I want to go through some housekeeping and orientation with you to really kickstart. So I am the founder of the 5 Master Keys. Now, the 5 Master Keys have really evolved from over 15 years of consulting with people and seeing what happens in people's lives when they find their zone of genius, when they remove their trauma, when they eliminate their pain. And I have to say that I had the same story as my clients, because when I was able to remove my pain, when I was able to understand what I was here to do on this earth, and when I came to know my God-given purpose, that is when my energy changed. That's when my health got better. That's when my immune system became strong. That's when I began to attract my soulmate and have that amazing relationship, because my mind shifted and I suddenly came into a whole new way of thinking, feeling, and being. But I want to give you guys the good news, because for those of you who stay right through to the end, and that is right through for the 5 days, I am going to be offering a scholarship. Now, this scholarship is going to be part of my Zone of Genius, and I'm going to introduce myself to you, but I want to do that in a way that's going to role model how I want you to be able to introduce yourself to the world. So I'm going to be offering to one person at the end of our masterclass a acquisition that is a mastery acquisition that is going to be suitable for your divine package of what you do, your mastery, in whether you're a coach, a leader, a business person, or whatever you're doing. Or maybe you need this mastery acquisition so that you can have a complete revolutionization over your own life. Now, I just made that word up myself because it's meant to be a revolution. So when you revolutionize your life, so there's going to be a scholarship, it's going to be offered, and it's going to be worth over $3,000. Now, also in week 2, that is next week, we're going to do a hot seat to package people's program. So I am going to actually put somebody on the hot seat, and we're going to package up their program so that all the viewers here can watch, so that you can learn how you can bring your mastery and how you can package your brilliance. And I'm going to do that live. Now, last but not least, for everyone next week, we are going to be offering next week on the last 4 days, we're going to come live about 30 minutes with a cash injection into your business. So this is going to be up close and personalized work. So firstly, what's going to happen this week and what's going to happen tonight? Well, this week is the master keys, because one of the things that you're going to have to realize is that if you are seriously going to make a huge success in your business, if you are going to be someone who stands out, you need to have multi-million-dollar health. You need to have multi-million-dollar energy, and you need to have the ability to really step into your power. So we're going to go through tonight, and I'm going to show you and demonstrate to you how you can harness your power through your subconscious mind. Now, tomorrow night is Master Key 2. Now, Master Key 2 is all about genetic recoding therapy. And this is where it's like the big quantum leap to really release and let go of a lot of those wounded relationships. So you can start to attract, you can be a magnet to your client. You can be a magnet to your soulmate if you haven't got one. You can be a magnet to your partner if you do have one, and you can have an incredible life. Now, Master Key 3 is going to be unleashing your prosperity codes, and that's all about your inner self-love. your inner self-worth. This is about you totally valuing yourself and really finding your confidence, which leads me into Master Key 4 being, drum roll, your zone of genius. And then on Friday night, and I know Friday night, if you're in Australia, it's nighttime. I know a lot of people, go out if they've got the freedom to do so. And a lot of people can't go out at the moment because they don't have the freedom to do so. But wherever you are in the world, I know Friday night, because it's one of those nights where people like to do their own thing, I am going to be bringing something very powerful. So that is launching your legacy. So with no further ado, let's begin. Shall we begin? So first of all, I want you to put down in the chat or in the comments what it is that you would love to actually achieve out of this program. Now, let me help you here by giving you some ideas. Are you here for your business, to succeed in your business? Are you here to succeed in your money? Are you here to succeed in your health? Tell me what you are here for. And if you can put it in the chat, that would be amazing. So let's see what we have. Yes, people can see me and hear me. I'm going to be looking at the group and any of the comments that are in the group. So let's see why people are here. Business and myself says, yep, one of our Zoom members. So succeed in my business, fantastic, yes. Money and health, so that's fantastic. So we have got money and health, business and success. So, okay, so the question that I would have for you directly is this: what are you an authority in? What is it that you know that you can do that is your expertise? Now, even if you feel that, it might be too insignificant to even think about or mention, whatever it is that you have got is your point of difference. So where it is this is where I want to give you an example of myself. So my name is Terry Messenger, and I have been a coach for now 15 years, and I create the world's class modalities. Now, this is what my art is. This is what has gone through for 15 years and really made a massive difference in people's life. We've also got someone saying bringing energy and feeling good about yourself. I might ask Sally if she would like to put any comments that may come through from the group in the chat as well. But what I'm going to say to you guys is this: once you know exactly what your power is, because you do have power. And really, as we go along, you may develop the ability to say, you know what, I really want to get as much out of this masterclass as I possibly can. And you may even put your hand up and decide that you would like to sit in the hot seat and actually have a session where we can really look at what your power is, what your authority is. Because when you know what it is, when you know what your point of difference is, that's when everything changes. That is when you can stand out. You don't have to be one amongst a million different people, all, striving in a competitive market to do the same thing. There is only one you, okay? And here is the gold nugget. The pain that you have actually gone through, which is what we're going to be addressing tomorrow night. So the pain that you have actually gone through is your legacy. Because what you can do is you can channel the pain and that story that may be still going around and around in your mind and turn it into your glory. Are you hearing me? Hello, everyone, as you are jumping on. And we have Stephanie saying that she wants to succeed on her business and money. So, okay, so what I would love to say to you is that you need to find the very essence of what you can do that I can't do as good as you or anybody else that you know. And we're going to hone in on that this week, right? Now, the fact is that if I told you that conviction marketing is the only marketing, if I told you that when you become so fired up, and this is what we're going to be doing next week for people who want to really tap into the business side and get a cash injection, because this week we need to work on multi-million-dollar energy. This week we need to look at who you are, what your zone of genius is, what you are going to launch in your life. And next week, we need to look at how you can package that up and how you can actually be that magnet, right, to your dream client. Like you're here, right? You are someone who has been attracted. I don't believe that I threw a rope around you and hauled you in, right? At least if I did, I wouldn't probably like to admit it, or maybe I would like to admit it. But the fact is that you are here. And what you need to consider is that you want your dream clients to show up for you. But when you learn how to really harness your power and step into it, everything will change. And I am not joking. It will be a domino effect. Now, I've got someone here, I've got Joy, who says, I've also created an IVF program that I haven't put out there as yet. Oh my goodness, Joy. I have to tell you that I have 2 customers that I know right now in my mind who are praying for someone like you to come along. So my question to you, Joy, is what on earth are you waiting for, girlfriend? Now, in case you missed it, I am going to say this again, and that is that next week we're going to do hot seat. We're going to do the hot seat, business hot seat, and someone like you, Joy, and I know there's others that are going to be on here that are the same, who have got a program like that that's ready to go. What I'd love to do is look at that, help you package that up, and talk to you about how you can launch your legacy, which is going to come really unravel as we go through this week, okay? But what I'd like to say to you is this. What if I told you that you do not have to be a pushy salesperson or this person that has to think of themselves as spammy or having to, put messages that are in Facebook and posts every single day all over the place to call in your avatar. Yes, you do need to actually have a message. And yes, you do need to post, but you need to know the magic of how you can do that without that stealing your magic. Because what I'm really interested in knowing is, and if you don't mind putting it down, because this is going to benefit you, anybody out there that is stuck in their business right now or feeling overwhelmed or feeling like they're, what it is that's holding them back, put it down in the comments, because it's really important that you know how to address. And I know that Sally can take any comments from Facebook, putting them here, because we will address them front on. But, you know, what I want to say to you is that when you've got to learn how to own your power, you've got to learn how to claim your power. And what I'm going to say is I'm going to introduce myself to you again, and I'm going to just give you a little bit of an example about, you know, what I want to teach you to do, because when you know who you are and what you do, let me tell you, everything's going to change. Fear is huge. Now, fear is, honestly, you guys, I'm not going to mention who's put it down there, but one of our beautiful members here is saying that fear is huge. I want you to tell me what you're afraid of, okay? Because fear is really the acronym of false evidence that appears real. And hi, Martha. Hello, big shout out to you. And I'm sorry that I can't see you, because I'm kind of like on the Zoom, in the Zoom room, and we're just really bouncing off the energy up here. So what I'm getting is lack of positive emotions attached to the end result. Okay, great, fantastic. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to just have trust and faith in yourself for a moment, because everybody has fear. I have fear. And what if I told you that this can turn into a driver? Okay, this can be part of how you channel yourself forth. So obviously the question comes down to, if you have fear about your own lack of positive emotions attached to the end result, what is it? Obviously, it's the end result that you're in fear about. What is it that you don't perceive that's going to happen? And what I'd like you to know is this: anything that is holding you back, whether it is lack of faith in yourself, whether it is that you are nervous or you're lacking in some kind of confidence or self-esteem, just spare a thought for the fact that this is a story. Now, the story that you are telling yourself, I promise you, it's not a true story. I promise you this. It is only a story that has come from an old story, like a video, an audio, a memory from your past, and you are still actually playing it. Okay? So when you can learn how to press stop on that story, and this is something that, you know, this is one of the modalities that I teach. So pressing stop on that button and actually rewinding it, right? Just rewinding it so that you are taking it back to where it comes from and recoding it. Now, you guys will all have a workbook. Now, if you don't have a workbook, what I want to say to you guys is make sure that you put it into the comments, or you let us know in the chat, and we will make sure one of our beautiful concierge coaches will make sure you get a workbook. Now, I want you to dream really big, and you can do this in your own time. But what it is we're creating the life that is going to be for people that want massive success. So we do have someone asking for a workbook. So Sally will make sure that that occurs. So the questions that we are asking, you know, questions like your health and your body, like what does your greatest body look like? Perhaps you know the size of the clothing or what you're wearing. How does it feel? Perhaps you can just put little, you don't have to write a long story, and I want you to dream big. Please do yourself one favor. Expand out of your own world that you're in now. I want you to even pretend that you're writing a story. Pretend you're writing a story about yourself, and in this story, it is going to actually mean that you can dream big, right? So dreaming big means, what's your body look like? How do you feel? Your relationships. Think about, go in and think of a relationship. Now, it could be a relationship with a lover, it could be with a friend, and it could be with a client. And I want you to state how you feel treated. Is it that you're feeling loved? Do you feel respected? Do you feel totally like connected? Does it give you a sense of self-worth? You know, what is it? Do you feel appreciated? I want you to start to really tap into this. Now, you don't need to get caught up in the details, because the details is the masculine energy of how am I going to do that. I want you to make yourself a promise through this masterclass that you are going to release yourself of how. Okay, because if you ask yourself, if you go and turn around and you say, I am going to build a massive business and I am going to be the greatest world-class coach with an IVF program, and I'm going to reach couples and give them the blessing to have children. Let's just say I'm going to utilize that lady's program for a moment here, because it is a real life element here. Now, let's just say you say that to your next door neighbor, or you say it to maybe even a parent or a sibling or a friend or someone who means well, but you've got this big vision, and they're likely to turn around and say, well, how are you going to do that? The moment the how comes into play, that's when everything starts to constrict. Now, you need to build a vision, and I want you to build the vision first. I want you to really trust me when I say this, because really what I'm saying is it's not about trusting me, it's about trusting you, okay? So you've come here out of trust. And what I'd like you to do is I would like you to dream big. Promise that you'll dream big. Promise that you will write down and you'll answer the questions. And please don't go into big, long sentences in the workbook. Just magnetic, fabulous, on fire, I'm a size 8, or I'm an alpha man, or whatever it is that you want. I loving, connected for relationships, respected. I want words, I want linguistics, and this is my art. The words are your want. So use them here and go big. Your self-worth and confidence in what you do. Now, what you need to understand is that you have come here so that you can improve your life, so that you can go forward to the next step. So as you develop this amazing mindset that you have been asked to dream massive, you've been asked to trust yourself and write things even if you don't feel them right now. Because one of the things that I want to do is I want to address, and tomorrow night is really going to look into what is actually holding you back. Because one thing I have come to know, and that is every single element that has happened to us in our life, there is always usually another person involved. So where there is pain and experience, so what we want to do is we don't need to get caught up in the fluff of, circumstances and stories. What we need to really do is identify how our present, like, some of the limitations that you're having now is actually being impacted because of the stories. So what if I told you now it's time to turn those stories into your glory? So my name is Terry Messenger, and I am the creatrix of the world's most powerful modalities that will fast track you from where you are now to activating your success. And why have I decided to own that? I've decided to claim that because I've decided. That's what I've done. I've decided, and I'm going to ask you to do the same. I want you to decide. Decide on what you are claiming in your power, in your authority, and in what you know that you can do. So, every single situation that I have had that has been tragedy, trauma, that has really had me second guessing who I am and really feeling the self-doubt, I say thank you, thank you, thank you to those experiences, because I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now unless I had those experiences. So my destiny of where I was disempowered as a child, that trauma and that stress, I was able to release it so much, and I was able to let so much go in such a short time that became my foundation for building my legacy. And what I want to do is I want to help you to build your foundation for your legacy. So every ounce of self-doubt that I ever had going right through into my adult life, because I can tell you that the only reason I had so much, self-doubt as an adult is because of what I understood, learned, and heard and saw as a child. So every inch of my low self-worth, my low self-esteem, I am so grateful for, because, you may be looking at me and you might be thinking, well, you seem really confident, Terry. Well, I'm not as confident as you may think, but I am confident in the work I do as a coach. In fact, I was talking to a lady the other day, and she said, you know what, Terry, you know what I want? Because I said, what would it be that you really want from me? Because my world-class modalities are powerful, okay? They can reach in and they can recode a person's health. And I know in this case, this lady's got health issues. They can go in and they can totally eliminate trauma. They can go in and get somebody who has been so down and out and turn them into a 7-figure powerful person. And, there's people here that know that this is true, because that person couldn't have actually struck 7 figures while they were blocked. But when they moved all of the rubbish and the junk from their life, that's when they were able to really rise up. That's when they were able to harness their power. That's when they became, I guess, a little bit like me. And to finish that sentence, that lady said to me, I said, what is it that you really want? She goes, you know what I want, Terry? She said, I want your belief. I thought, wow, amazing. And that's what you need to do. I'm not saying you need to borrow my belief, but you need to borrow the belief of someone who really believes in what they do. And this is something you can't fake, right? And this is something that I can and will, as part of my zone of genius, bring out of you. I'll bring it out because I'm very good at seeing you. I'm very good at seeing what is inside of you and really fanning that into flames. Dream big. If you reach for the sky, you will get the clouds, says Ian. If you reach for the stars, you'll get the universe. Yep, I feel that I can dream big. That's great because I am giving you permission. Now, what I want to do now is to honor this. I want you to go through your workbook and I want you to promise me you will dream big. I want you to go through and you don't have to, as I said, no long sentences. Let's make this simple, easy, and fun. And I want you to imagine that you're going to be the director of your own movie. Okay? So you're going to create your superhero person. Now, if I'm going to tell you a secret about myself to do with my belief, that lady that said, I want to borrow your belief, that's what I want. I would say that a big part of it comes down to that I dreamed big when I was a child. I spent a lot of time in a fantasy world. I promise that I will and I can dream big. Very good, awesome. Coming from one of the superstars here, and I know you can too. And because you're in a place and a vortex of accountability, and you're in a vortex where we are giving that energy to all and each and every one of you that are here to give yourself that permission to dream so big and to really know that you deserve it. Because when you expand, right, you guys, when you expand yourself, you can bring your limitations to the table tomorrow when we're in our next class. Bring them to the table and let's clean it all up. Let's show you how that can be done. So when you're doing your homework, you know what to do. Can I get that in the comments? Can I get that in the chat? What are you going to do, guys, as you are going through? Now, I'm just going to help you out a little bit when it talks about grooming and taking care of yourself, okay? You do need to picture in your mind that person in your highest success, okay? And I put this down to part of my secret. I dreamed about being this woman when I was a child, right? Having this confidence. And, you know, if you play it over and over and over in your mind, it's going to happen. Yes, you need to identify and you need to learn to identify what's holding you back so that we can get you to really what we're doing here, because what this is all about is I am really passionate about taking people now and helping them launch their legacy. I know that I can't change the whole world, but I know that myself, if I give this to enough people, right, that it's going to happen. It's going to happen. If the why is big enough, the how will take care of itself. So just to inspire you about this, just to give you even more ammo, as you're going through and answering your questions in your workbook. So we also ask about your grooming and taking care of yourself and your rituals in becoming successful. These kinds of questions are the rituals which are your habits, right? When you are this person, if you are a highly credible, respected coach in your arena, we're going to get really crystal clear about that on the other side of this course. However, right now, by you actually putting down in the comments, you know, maybe you can just say one thing. I don't want you to overcommit anything, because I'm a great believer, especially as a clinical hypnotherapist, that if you do something where you're asking too much of yourself, I know damn well it's not going to happen. That's why I don't ever advocate diets and fads, because the rules are there are no rules. The only rules are the rules that are going to create and make you the person who you want to become. So you may say one thing like, you know what, I'm going to get up an hour earlier every morning. And if you've got children or you've got a busy life, I'm going to take that time to sit with myself and I am going to meditate. And you're going to set that intention. Now, that may not be what you write down. You may already have a really good habit in the morning. For me, that was something that I actually applied to my life. But you might put it on the other side of the day, like before you go to bed at night. I meditate every morning and every night. That is amazing. So now what I would ask you to do is add one thing that you're not doing. What is it that the super you is not yet doing? Just one thing. Just have a think about that. Now, as I said, to give you the ammo, on day 4, what we're going to be doing, and I'm going to prepare you for this, we are going to actually put you into a position where you're going to come and you're going to really go into a relaxed state, and we're going to do an activation process, a proper meditation. And guess what? All the work that we're doing and all of this that you're writing down, this is all going to play a huge part. Okay. Now, if you guys saw my, I went through a manifestation on the weekend in the group. If you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend that you do. But I'm just going to go through that very, very briefly so that, guys, let's face it, we want you to manifest everything that you want that's going to create success. So the first element is to remember clearly what you want. Now, you're already doing all that, so the workbook will take care of it. So we've already talked about that. Okay, that's the first thing. Number 2, what is in your greatest goal that you have not yet achieved? Because this is something that we really want to be able to. So if it is that you haven't yet, hit maybe multiple 6 figures in your program, or it might be 7 figures if you're already at multiple 6, or it might be that you're wanting to hit 6 figures, or it may be that you're wanting to really create an epic business that is, whatever it is. Okay, what is it that you haven't got yet? And then, of course, identifying what is holding you back. You've got to understand, and we've had fear put here, and let me tell you that fear is, as I said, false evidence appearing real, and you don't have to be held hostage from that anymore. Stuck energy, I'm hearing from Maria. We have a superstar on board that says my coaching certifications or attracting any clients. I want to earn 6 figures or more. Okay, I'm so glad that you said that, superstar, because you are a superstar. And one of the elements that has actually given me my passion to do what I'm doing is, as a trainer, as a person who has certified coaches for many, many, many years, do you know what has been one of the biggest things that I have seen happen? It hasn't happened. And the reason it hasn't happened is that, look, it's all over the world. It's not just in one school of training. I've seen it happen in my own school. I've seen it happen all over the world in the schools that I have been in and I've been a member of, but people don't know where to start. And this is one of the things I'm going to be really doubling down with you guys, especially with the Cash Injection Business Week next week. And that is that you want to become a master of one thing. Now, I, for example, have got a lot of exciting modalities, from energetics, that is a fabulous modality for clearing the body and really purifying your cells. And, you know, we've got recoding for trauma. We've got so many powerful modalities, but I don't recommend that anybody tries to learn all of them. What you need to do is you need to focus in on your zone of genius. You need to know the heart, the spirit, and the absolute mind of your client. And let's face it, many people who are in my program, your client is you. Got that? Your client is you. So, you know, one of the things I'm going to be getting you to also do throughout, especially as we move into the business side of things, is to describe her or him in that vivid detail, the dreams that they have, but the fears that they hold within them, the secrets that they've been hiding from the world, the things that they even love doing that they may not have admitted. Now, listen to this, just to prove it. And I don't know this lady, Joy. What a joy you are. She's bringing the IVF program to the world. And yes, I tell you, what a blessing, what an absolute blessing. Ian, you were here today. I had my hairdresser here. She chopped all my hair off, took all my extensions out. And she is currently like somebody who zones in on IVF right there. She's praying for someone like you. That lady, Joy, says, so true, as all my 3 children are IVF. Boom. There is the absolute proof of the pudding. Hello, gorgeous. I see you. Okay, so now let's now flip it to what is holding you back. That's what we were talking about. So what is holding you back in your business? Who do you need to become? Okay, so this workbook that I've given you, that's going to help you. So don't overthink it. Just answer the questions. Keep it simple. Keep it energetic, but keep it big because you so deserve it. And finally, number 5. What is the one massive aligned action you need to take? And it could just simply be deciding that this is what you're going to do, deciding on who you're going to be. Now, I'm going to get ready to close down, and I want to make sure you guys all show up because this is going to get more and more powerful. I'm just going to admit someone into the Zoom, but we're just about to close down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you guys to imagine, just imagine that we are at the end of this masterclass training. I'm talking on the other side of the week, right? And you've written in your workbook, you've gone through and you've put all the things that you want and, you know, all the words, the energy and everything. And then all of a sudden you go into this deep meditation. And this deep meditation, right, takes you into a whole new world where you tap in to your zone of genius, where you tap into a world that is like you're a child and you're in this magical place. And then all of a sudden, you're sitting down in a movie theater and this great big screen comes up. And there you are, the star of the show. And you look exactly all the words you put down in the workbook. And you are wearing exactly what you know that you can wear when you feel and look that great. You have this aura and this energy where your relationship or there is someone or there is an actual situation that is telling you in this movie that you have come into this divine power. Now, you've also, it just so happens that this is like 4 to 6 months out into your future, and you have actually really, I can't even say the word. What's the word? I was going to say realized, but it's so underwhelming. But you've realized, it's true. You have realized your greatest zone of genius, and you're living it. You are living in the realization of your zone of genius, and you're already this person. Now, I want you to close your eyes just for a moment, because let's just have a little play. I want you to imagine that as you close your eyes and you see yourself on the screen, all the things, the energy, there you are. It's depicting your success. It's depicting you've realized your zone of genius. I want you to imagine that you've got a remote control in your hand, and I'm going to tell you to turn it up to make it really bright. So turn it up, make it really bright, so it's really, really colorful. Now I want you to turn up the volume. Now what I'm going to get you to do is I'm going to get you to turn it the other way. So actually turn down the volume so it's really quiet. So it goes really quiet, and also change the color so it goes into black and white. Now I want you to make it small. Now I want you to use the same controls and make it big and expand it. And as you make it big and expand it, I want you then to just adjust the color like you've got control, which you do, by the way. I'm just making a point here. So just adjust the volume exactly to the volume that makes you feel good inside. Adjust the color to exactly what really resonates with you. Whether it's a palish color or whether it's bright and vibrant, whether it's loud or whether it's soft. And as you do this, I want you to now imagine that you're going to have a taste and see what it's like to realize this. So as you float into it, I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and feel the energy and breathe out through your mouth. And literally sense the codes in your body. Now, as you sense the codes, this is something that I teach, right? Coding is a very powerful element, and you can apply it to any niche, any part of your life, whether it is for your business, but coding. Notice your codes of success. Are they bright? Are they pale? Are they light? Are they loud? Are they vibrant? Are they vivid? Or are they soft, pastel, or even quiet and light? Maybe even black and white. Just begin to understand your codes and just feel it in every fiber of your body. And my prayer for you is that you will be able to feel these codes within you. And so as you write and you do your homework, it's just going to roll. It's just going to flow. And now I'm going to get you to bring this back to where you are in your seat. So just bringing it back, and just take a deep breath in and breathe out. And what I'd love you to do is I would really love you to show up tomorrow night having done your homework, and show up tomorrow night with a sense that your energy, your power, your authority is about to get turned up. So I really want to thank you for, coming in and, just sharing space, because this is a very sacred, time is very sacred. Okay. And so I do value time. I feel you cannot put any money on that. So I want to really just expand to you to be your greatest ambassador and to be your greatest coach, and to do that. And let's unroll and let's allow the next night or day, wherever you are, to unravel as we rise you into your wildest success. And thank you to you too. And I will see you really soon. Bye for now.